Hi there, welcome. My name is Kate. I'm really excited to have you here. I'm going to walk you through the how-to on a basic Vinyasa Sun Salutation. Sun Salutations are a key piece of a Vinyasa class because they're where we start to build the rhythm, the heat, the movement, and the connection to breath. They're also a full body practice, so they both stretch and strengthen pretty much every single part of the body. So let's dive in and start to walk through the poses that you need to move through and the key alignment points to do them safely. Come to the front of your mat. We'll start here in Tadasana. So you'll root down through all four corners of your feet and have your feet about hips distance apart. Hands will come by your sides. Take your shoulders to your ears, back and down. Feel a little lift in the low belly and a wrapping around of your ribs towards your spine. On your inhale, reach your arms all the way up over your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up through your fingertips and fully lengthen through the sides of your chest. Then on an exhale, you'll dive yourself forward to a forward fold or Uttanasana. You want to make sure here that the weight is ever so slightly towards the balls of your feet, so you really bring a stretch across your hamstrings. Let your head drop down. From here, on a breath in, you'll step your right foot back as you lengthen your spine to look forward into a low lunge. What this does is help to keep your shoulders nice and even and to create a lift in the belly and length through your spine. On an exhale, you'll plant your palms, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. When you arrive in down dog, I want you to press fully down through all of your fingertips and use your arms to lengthen the sides of your chest and create space in the spine. So you're lifting your hips up and back, and then lift your kneecaps up so your quadriceps engage. Take a full breath in here, and a full breath out. Good. Then we'll keep going. So on your next breath in, shift forward to a plank pose. Now in a yoga class, when we come to plank, we're thinking shoulders and hips in one straight line, as opposed to some other forms of fitness where the hips would drop down here. Instead, we're gonna lift up through the belly, hug the ribs in, and really, really fire up through the core. And then I'm gonna shift an inch forward onto my tip toes, bend my elbows halfway down for Chaturanga Dandasana. I keep tucking the belly in. Arms straighten, I come onto the tops of my feet for upward facing dog. Your shoulders move down your back, away from your ears, collarbones move forward. You can take a little look up towards the ceiling. And then here's where the belly comes back in. I'm gonna hug my belly button towards my spine, pike my hips up and back, come up and over my toes, back to a downward facing dog. I'll lift my right leg up behind me, and then I'm gonna use the belly muscles again. You'll step your foot forward between your thumbs. You'll inhale, lengthen your chest, step forward, fold down to forward fold on your exhale. Arms come all the way out and up for Urdhva Hastasana again. Hands come back by the sides for Tadasana. So that's the order of the poses, right? We start at the front of the mat, flow our way through, and then end back at the front of the mat where we began. The thing with Sun Salutations and yoga in general, though, is that we have to even out the sides. So whatever we did on the right side, we want to make sure to do on the left. So let's jump back in, do the left side again so that we're fully even on both sides. So come to the front of your mat again, stand hands by your sides. Tadasana, root down through the feet, up through the belly, shoulders up, back, and down. Reach up to the ceiling, full breath in for Urdhva Hastasana. Forward folds, Uttanasana as you dive forward. Remember, pitch the weight ever so slightly to the balls of the feet. This time on your inhale, you'll step your left foot back, lengthen the spine, find that low lunge. Plant your palms, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. And same thing, press down through all of your fingertips. Really use your arms to create lift in the sides of your chest and length through your spine. Come forward to a plank pose, shoulders over your wrists, hips in line with the shoulders, and then tip your weight an inch forward onto your toes, bend your elbows straight back, Chaturanga. Arms lift straight, chest moves forward for upward facing dog. And then use those belly muscles, pike your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot between your thumbs on your breath out, and then you'll lengthen your spine. Inhale, step forward, fold down as you exhale. Arms reach all the way overhead. One more time for Urdhva Hastasana. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. So that's one full round of sun salutations, right? We move through the right side and then through the left side, and that would be considered one round. You can move through these a few times, round after round after round, to continue to warm up the body and connect with the breath. The key thing as you start to advance and move forward in your practice is trying to link each movement and pose of a sun salutation to an inhale or an exhale, so that the body and the breath are linked, which not only helps to build strength and lengthen the physical body, but also to expand our lungs and help to quiet the mind. So I'm gonna lead you through now, moving slowly, breath to breath, through these poses, so you get an idea of which movement syncs with an inhale and which movement syncs with an exhale. So come to the front of your mat. On a breath in, reach your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Nice and slow as you breathe out, fold forward for Uttanasana. As you inhale, step your right foot back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come forward for plank pose as you breathe in. Shift forward. On your exhale, bend at your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing dog on your inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Reach your right leg up and back, breathe in. On your breath out, step your foot between your thumbs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, step forward, fold as you exhale. Arms come out and up for Urdhva Hastasana, breathe in. And then remember, we have to do the other side, so as you breathe out, dive back forward. Step your left foot back as you inhale. Downward facing dog on an exhale. Plank pose, come forward, breathe in. And your breath out, chaturanga. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Stretch your left leg behind you, breathe in. Step your foot between your thumbs on your breath out. Lengthen your spine, inhale, step forward, fold as you exhale. Arms overhead for Urdhva Hastasana, breathe in. Hands to heart as you breathe out. Tadasana, hands by your side. And that's it. So when you move breath to breath, linking the asana, the yoga poses, to an inhale and an exhale, it starts to center the mind and the body and bring them into one, which is the entire reason that we move forward in a yoga asana practice. If you look ahead to our next video, you'll see this all put together, and you can flow through a round or two or three of sun salutations at a more normal pace for a vinyasa class. I'll see you there.